Good evening. Hello and welcome to Sunday Night Satsang with myself, John Homewood, and
Michelle McKinnon. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. And we have a special Satsang tonight because it is new moon, or new moon tomorrow. Okay. And new moon and full moons are both powerful times because the sun and the moon are in alignment, and that gives a powerful input into our energies, our conscious energies, our unconscious energies, our psychic energies, and definitely into our auric field. So we're going to talk a bit about that tonight. You've got some information to share on the new moon, and then we're going to look at how we can play with these energies and play out these energies in our personal lives to make the most out of this time that we're moving through right now. So thank you for joining us. If you can type up your name in the comments box. We'd like to know who we're talking to. So thank you for doing that. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you can just press the like and the share button and subscribe to our channel. I know a lot of you still haven't subscribed to our channel. So yeah, subscribe as well. And if you find what we have to say tonight of value, if you'd like to share it to your social media as well, that's really great. Thank you. Hello to Paula from Portugal, Paula. And Vanessa from the UK, from Hertfordshire.
Good to have you with us.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So tonight, as usual, we're going to start with an opening centering meditation, and then Michelle will give us some insights into the new moon energies and the cosmos and astrology. And then we will look at two themes for tonight. The first theme will be the first part of the energy that we're moving through, which is obviously a letting go, because that's what we do during this particular time as we approach the new moon. It's a letting go, releasing. So we're going to talk a bit about that, how to maximize that. And then with tomorrow, we've got the opportunity for setting new intentions.
Right, yeah.
So we're going to be looking at the best way we can do that. What are the intentions we want to set, and how do we do that? So that's sort of the program for tonight, and then Michelle will lead us out with a beautiful new moon meditation. So just stay for that. And then we'll give you an affirmation for the week ahead, which I'm sure, although they're just chosen randomly from this pack of cards that we have, I'm sure it'll be very pertinent to the energies that we're dealing with. Yeah. So, hi, who we got? We've got Sonia from Cape Town, Frederhoek,
Belinda.
and we've got
Good to see Belinda.
Belinda. Hi, Belinda.
And
Claire from
Graham.
East London.
And a few
Graham
more.
and Jenny from East
Haven't told
London.
us yet.
And yeah. So let's just start this evening, shall we? And the others can join as we move into the meditation. And meditation just means to drop the mind, no mind, just to become centered. So let's start out by asking ourselves, what is really real in this moment? What do we know absolutely is real? And we know this is real. This moment, our body sitting here, wherever we are sitting, breathing this breath, that's real. So let's just withdraw our mind from all of the times and all of the places and become centered in this physical body, this reality that we have right now. So you might like to gently close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Really helps relax if we take a long out breath, just a very long out breath. Take another deep in breath, long and slow. Hold it for a few moments. And then a lovely long, slow out breath. Just releasing all that no longer serves you in this moment. Just allow life to breathe you. Not trying to control it now in any way at all. Just allowing life to gently breathe you in and then to release the breath back to life. But keeping your awareness and your intention on the breath. So the in-breath, yes, we're drawing something into the body. And the out-breath is equally as important as we release and we let go and we surrender. And this flow of the in and out breath, this rhythm of the breath, links us into the rhythm and flow of life itself. the rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of the solar and lunar cycles. And tonight we are looking at these, particularly the lunar cycle, with the new moon coming up tomorrow, and this energy right now is more in alignment with the out-breath. It's the releasing, it's the letting go, it's the surrendering. So as you breathe in, you pause, and then as you breathe out, just surrender. Just feel that physically within your body, the surrendering, the letting go. Any aches or pains, just let them go, release them. Any worries on your forehead, any worry lines, any wrinkles around your eyes, tension lines in your face or your jaw, just let them go. Just focus on letting go. Part of the letting go is to let go of any stories that we're so attached to. Stories about ourselves, stories about the world around us, stories that we've heard on the media. Let them go for a moment. Let them slide off you. All stories, let them slide away. And even stories about who we are, let them slide off you. The stories about your name, your parents, your siblings possibly, your careers, your health, your religion, your race, your beliefs, let them all slide away, one by one. All sliding away. Your age, your hopes, your dreams, your regrets, let them all slide away. And you can imagine what's left after all the dross has slid off you. You can picture in your imagination, if you like, a beautiful clear diamond, beautiful sparkling diamond. It's all that's left. No name, no roles, nothing to do, nothing to defend or protect. Just this beautiful, glistening jewel. That's all that's left. And so we honor this beauty that we are, this pristine magnificence that we are for a moment. The light of consciousness, the spark of the divine, unconditioned consciousness that is shining through this body and through this mind right now in this moment. The spark of unconditional consciousness. We feel as we sit here right now, our hearts expanding and opening. Expanding to embrace the isness of life in this moment. Knowing that we are not what we have, that we're not what we do, that we're not what other people think of us. We're just a spark of unconditional consciousness, manifesting for a brief moment in this dimension. We surrender any thoughts that pass through our awareness. We just let them drift on by. We notice the stillness, the quietness that underlies any emotions in the body, any thoughts in the mind, any aches or pains or discomfort in the body. Underneath all of that, there's a sacred stillness. To see in this moment, if you can become fully aware of that, that silence, into which all sounds come and all sounds go, into which all thoughts come and all thoughts go, into which all feelings arise and to which all feelings recede. And what's always here is this beautiful, unconditioned diamond, this beautiful light of presence. Just breathe into that. Breathe it deeply. And connect with your being, the true essence of life, here and now in this moment. This is your true eternal essence, and it is one with all life. And that direct experience of that we call love. Love is to be one with life in this moment. Take a deep breath in. And a long, very long breath out. And keeping this sense and this awareness of stillness and of peace. You may softly, gently, when you're ready, open your eyes. Just let us know in the comment section how you feel right now.
Just lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Really nice.
And if you haven't told us who you are, if you'd like to type that up in the comment section as well.
Good to see everybody.
Yes, hi everyone. All those who joined when my eyes were closed, welcome. Welcome to tonight's Satsang. It's a new moon Satsang. So what's happening with the heavens?
Well, it's not quite new moon. It's
No.
new moon tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock-ish in South Africa.
Okay.
So we're still in the waning moon cycle.
Yeah, so now we're still in the releasing side.
Yes. So sun and moon is moving towards the sun, and when they come to the same degree tomorrow, they're together, and that's what we call a black moon actually. It means that there's no light from the moon at all. There's no light getting reflected off the moon, so it's dark.
So we're in darkest Africa.
Yeah, except that it's in the daytime in South Africa. But yeah, so a new moon is always a time, as we say in our updates, to start again, to refresh, to reset. And in astrology, the sun represents the masculine and the moon represents the feminine. So a new moon is actually a lovely time to find the balance between the masculine and the feminine, but between doing and being, between the in-breath and the out-breath, and also the balance of the scales. So we live in a rather divided world. I think it always is, but it's very divided at the moment. And so for us to find a midpoint, I think is really, really important. And as I said in my update, this is not really what we would see as a normal Libra new moon, because Libra is really about balance, peace, harmony, and maintaining that balance, peace, and harmony. So not rocking the boat, not necessarily going into anything very deeply, just really keeping it quite light, keeping it airy. Libra's an air sign. It's about communication. It's about relationship. It's about finding harmony and finding balance in relationship. It's not necessarily that there is balance there. It's the time of the year where we start to actually focus on what is balance, and we also look at what isn't balanced and where we do possibly need to find more balance in our outer world. So that's a normal Libra new moon, except that this one, there's a lot of, without going into too much astrology, there's a lot of slightly, or much more sort of deep, profound, sort of gritty energy as well. So it's kind of plutonic energy.
Well, I was going to ask you why. Why is it gritty?
Gritty in the sense that, yeah, there's quite a few things, but there's some really crazy patterns this new moon, and the one can be manifesting in a feeling of stuckness for some people, in a feeling of maybe even downness, of being trapped in some way. It just depends on what's happening in your life. Not everybody's going to feel that, and for some it could feel quite heavy, because there's a lot of scorpionic, kind of deep, heavy energy, which is kind of what it's doing for me. Is actually what it's saying is that we need to really be honest and truthful with what's going on, and real and authentic, and actually look at what is real in our lives. And I think that's probably the theme of this new moon for me. And very often when we look at what's real, that automatically actually brings us into balance. So I think just be gentle, because this energy is going to be continuing for the next few weeks, because the day after the new moon, the sun moves into Scorpio for the Scorpio season. So this is a sort of a prelude to the Scorpio season. So whatever you're feeling, just make sure that you take some time. Just remember, new moon is the dark moon. It's a time to actually go inside. That is what a new moon is. It's almost like if you'd harvested a field, the harvest out of the field, and you left the field fallow. It's almost that little moment in the month where we just get to just rest. It's like that pause between the in-breath and the out-breath before something new starts again. I mean, that's the new cycle.
So, yeah, that's very much on the individual level. Have you got any insights into the world out there, the world of politics and war and all of that? Does it play out there at all? Can you see anything in that part?
I think it is playing out there. Yes. I think there's a lot of division, and a lot of war, and a lot of unrest, and a lot of confusion. And people don't know what to believe anymore. They don't know what's real and what's not. So I mean, you can't trust anything you see on TV or on any kind of video, because it can be fake. So it's calling on us to actually look for the truth. And where do we find the truth?
Coming back to that stillness that we experienced in the opening meditation, that's the only place and time that you can find what is truly real. As we discussed at our last satsang, is in the center, right in the center here. So irrespective of what's going on the outside, on the wheel of life, right in the center of the wheel is that stillness. That's where truth is to be found. So irrespective of what's happening in other countries, or maybe even in your own country, come back repeatedly to the center. Karma is playing out on the outside of the wheel. If you think of a bicycle wheel, karma happens on the outside of the wheel. As you sow, so shall you reap. And that's happening right now on the outside of the wheel. And because we're becoming to an end of a very big cycle, there's a lot of karmic patterns playing out in people's lives and even in countries' lives. So that's happening all on the circumference of the wheel. And it can be quite hectic and quite draining and quite creating quite a lot of anxiety and fear. And the answer to that isn't to try and get caught up in understanding the outside of the wheel in the external events, but to come back to your center. Your center. As you come home to your center, so that disconnection from the wheel of karma benefits you, obviously, because you're stepping out of karma, but you withdrawing your energy and coming back to your centeredness benefits the dissolving of karma, even in the outside, even in the exterior drama of life. By you being centered, because you're on this planet at this time, your centeredness is a vital energy in helping dissolve the conflict and the division on the outside. In the center, there's no division. In the center, it's oneness, as we said in the opening meditation, one with life. And that's an acronym for OWL, one with life. A very wise place to be is to be centered. Yeah, the mind gets caught up with the stories because that's what the mind does. In fact, the external rim of this wheel is a place of mind. It's all mind. It's mind that creates division. It creates false sense of identity. But this place that this energy that we're moving through right now with the moon, right? What's it? The waning of the moon, right? Is a letting go. Letting go of what? Letting go of the identity that we have embedded in the outside circumference of the wheel. It's surrendering, letting go of that. All ideas of self as a separate self needs to be released. So spend the next 24 hours, if you can, by coming back to your center. That is probably the best medicine we can take right now, is your center, your peace, your stillness.
I think just to be also aware of is that this is part of a much bigger cycle. So I've been speaking about it for months and months and months, about this being the culmination of various very, very big energetic cycles, as we have 3 outer planets all moving through the final degrees of science or having just started new cycles. So that is a very big deal because it doesn't often happen. In fact, it never happens. So we have 2 planets at the moment that are right at the end of Pisces, which is the final sign of the zodiac. One, which is Neptune, which has been moving through Pisces for 165 years, and will never do that again in our lifetimes. So we have 2 brand new cycles starting next year, and then a couple of others that are in the midst of starting as well. So when we say this is a new moon to clear, it is, but it's also part of a bigger cycle. And the world is shifting in the sense that a major cycle in the collective is shifting as well. So a lot of the old that we've known to be true is moving and changing and shifting so rapidly that people don't understand it anymore. And when I said, we don't know what to believe, we really don't know what to believe outside. So I just see that the more we get pulled into it, the more we get pulled into opinions about this and that, and is this right and is this wrong, and should this happen and should that not happen, the more we get pulled into that, the more we get pulled away from center, and the more suffering we're going to feel. So it is to actually come back to that center point as often as we can. And if we feel that we're getting pulled away from it, and we're getting pulled into drama, whatever that drama is, it could just be a minor disagreement with someone, but it's to just actually, sort of step back for one moment and just say, is this worth my peace? To actually get involved in this argument about this thing that we have different opinions of. Just a question,
Yeah, in these times that we're going through, it's not that, I know it seems like the trauma is being increased, that the drama is being increased, that the conflict's being increased. But if you think about those of you who are old enough to remember getting mumps and measles and chicken pox, by the time we got for example, the sores on the outer skin, that was when we were in a state of healing. We'd already gone through the disease, and now the dis-ease on the inside was coming to the surface to be released. And if we can think of world events, for example, and even in your own community, in your own family, for example, if you think of it this way, the conflict isn't being, and the toxic pus isn't being created now. It was created quite a long time ago. Now it is coming out to the surface. To be acknowledged, to be seen, yes, and to be released. So the most important energy that we can work with right now is a releasing, is a letting go. And a couple of words that go with releasing and letting go. One is surrender, a very powerful word to work with internally in this time. Can I surrender to this? And the other one is obviously the word forgiveness. Forgiveness just means to drop it, to let it go. And those energies, if we work and we focus on those 2 energies, we become part of the process of healing for this planet, and healing for ourselves, healing for our tribe, our families, and our loved ones. Focus on surrendering to the isness just this moment, and forgiving. Forgiving just means to drop all the ideas that we have about a particular situation.
I'm going to just add to that with the scorpionic field that I've been talking about, is that it's also about feeling what we feel right now and not judging it. So are we able to just hold a space for what is coming up without judgment? Because very often when something comes up or we don't feel comfortable, we feel maybe less vital than normal or less sociable than normal. Most of the time what will happen is the mind will come in and say, well, you shouldn't be feeling like this. What's wrong with you? You know, get over it. Do something. Fix it. Find some way of getting out of this, whatever it is. And the mere act of that or thought of that is actually taking us out and into more suffering, because we're basically fighting what is. So you're saying, I'm feeling this, but I shouldn't be feeling this. So there's a separation there, as opposed to, I'm feeling this and it's okay. I have the ability to feel this deeply and allow whatever comes up to come up and just hold a space for it until eventually it passes through. So that's the authenticity that I'm talking about, the realness. You know, and if there's a need to say something to yourself or to someone else, you can do that. Possibly it's a time, maybe in the next little while, to have a good heart-to-heart, peaceful discussion with somebody close to you. It's not a bad time to do that if you can hold a neutral space and just listen. Because Libra is also about listening and not coming up with necessarily fixes. So just, I would just say those are all themes that are going to be working with us over the next couple of months, not right now, not just right now, not just for the new moon.
Yeah, I think what you said is really important, and I want to reiterate it, to be the space, to come back to being the space. Whatever feeling is arising within you, be the space for that feeling. And that means not trying to understand the feeling, not trying to dissolve the feeling, not trying to push the feeling away or put it off onto anyone else. Being the space, just allowing that feeling to be there with no thought about it, no need to put it in a box, no need to define it. Just be the space. And the same as for the exterior world, just be the space of awareness that's aware of what's happening in your broader community, in the world out there. Just be the space of awareness. Have no judgment. I mean, that is, I know, very, very difficult for the mind, because the mind always has judgment. That's what the mind is designed to do, is to judge. But you are not. You're not the mind. You're that center, that place of infinite awareness. And that is what being the space is. Being that point in the center, always in the center of stillness. And in the stillness, the thoughts go through you, the feelings go through you, the external awareness of what's happening in the world passes through you, but it doesn't get stuck. That's the whole thing. It doesn't get stuck. It doesn't get locked onto any personal identity, any personal preference. It just passes through you. And I think that's the secret at the moment, and I think that energy is particularly here today, tomorrow, as we move through this. Just to be that centeredness. Remember, this is a time right now, the next 24 hours or so, of letting go, of releasing, of just being that emptiness and allowing life to pass unimpeded through your awareness at this time. And in that, the mind will say, but I need to take some action. There's such a power, the beginning of the Tao Te Ching, that sacred book of 2,600 years ago, says the Tao does nothing but leaves nothing undone. So allow for the next 24 hours, allow yourself to be that space and watch the Tao at work. See the changes and the transformation that happens in the world around you as you hold this space of presence. And I think that's the energy of the new earth. In the old earth was based very much on forcing things to happen, being a human doing, getting things done. Where the new earth is being born out of a very different frequency, a very different vibration, much more aligned with the state of meditation than that old stressed and anxiety mind that we used to work with. So just if you can allow and accept and appreciate everything in your experience for the next little while, and just see and watch and acknowledge the miracles that show up in your life.
Yeah, and hold a gentle, accepting space for it, I think is very important. And if you're feeling great and wonderful and positive, that's great. Maybe you can help somebody else just by holding a space for them. Because not everybody's feeling that at the moment. People are battling with a lot of, just astrologically, I can see it, and I know people that I'm dealing with are battling with a lot of conflict and a lot of confusion and a lot of, disheartenment, a lot of fear about the unknown, about what's going to happen in this world of ours. And the more media one watches, the more one gets pulled into that roller coaster. So I think it's also just really valid to just over the next while to just really watch what happens to you when you watch certain things on TV or on your phone or on YouTube or whatever. The kinds of things that you're watching or listening to, what does that actually feel like afterwards? How is your energy before and after? Just be aware of it, and then you can maybe step away from it if your energy is going down, or a conversation that you might be having with somebody. Is it important to prove your point? Is it important for either of you to prove your point, or can we just have a discussion about something, a good old debate, but without having to prove that you're right? I think those things can come up. A lot of truth is going to be emerging also over the next month, a lot more from the shadows, globally and personally. So I think we just got to hold a space for that too.
Yeah, and part of this energy, the letting go, is to let go of the beliefs that we have. And that's a big one, because we become so identified with our beliefs. I am whatever of this religion, or I am that preference, or I am that political party supporter, or whatever. And the truth is, no, you're not. You're not that religion. You're not the culture you were born into. And you're definitely not the political party that you've attached yourself to, for example. Those are just passing things in your mind. That's all they are. They're not who you are. And this time right now, we can practice this for the next 24 hours, letting go of any need for identity. It's no problem having an identity, but let go of the need for that identity, for a self-definition. Let go of that. So every belief we have about ourselves and every belief we have about the world around us, just practice for the next 24 hours, letting that go. Let it go. Come back to, as you were saying, the truth. The truth is always the stillness of this moment. That's the only truth that's eternal. They say God speaks through stillness. All else is a bad translation. So come back to that God of peace, of stillness, of infinite presence. Step back. It's always a stepping back. It's not a going anywhere. You're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to your center. You're not trying to find yourself in the circle, in the circumference of the wheel of the mind and karma. You're coming back to the center. And from the center, there's awareness. There's full awareness, but no preference and no judgment and no beliefs at all. You're just a space that's aware of what's happening around you. So that's the important energy that we're working with at the moment, that letting go, that forgiveness. Forgiveness is just dropping all preferences. That's it. Just going back to the pristine isness of this moment. That is forgiveness. That's all it is. Making this moment more important than yesterday and tomorrow. That's forgiveness. So that's the energy, the first part of the energy that we wanted to talk about tonight was that releasing, that letting go. Letting go of everything and just coming back to this breath, to this moment, right here, right now.
Yeah, and it's just only letting go, as John said, only letting go in this moment. So something's happened and I'm feeling this, or I think this. In this moment I'm coming back and I'm letting it go. Just for now. And then you just keep doing that in the moment, because then each moment is going to be different. So I think that's the energy sort of leading up to tomorrow. If we look at the short cycle, which is the new moon cycle. And then tomorrow afternoon, that's when we start to plant new seeds for the month ahead. So it's always good to have an intention of what do you want to show up in your being this coming month? What would you like to expand? What would you like to grow? Mainly internally, how would you like to feel? I think is more important than anything. Not necessarily an outer intention, but I mean, you can have an outer intention. If you've got an outer intention and you just sort of say, well, I'd like to earn more money, then you can actually drill down a little bit lower and just say, okay, so if I did earn more money, how would I feel? How would I feel? How do I want to feel? And hold that as your intention for the next month.
Yeah, let those be the seeds that you plant. It's that feeling that we want. So let's plant those feelings that we want. And we've spoken many times, those who have been with us for a while, you know about the horizontal plane of time and the vertical plane of presence. Let the seeds you sow always come from the vertical plane. They're eternal. Let's sow seeds from the vertical plane which are timeless. Feelings like, for example, abundance. That's an eternal feeling. Peace, joy, bliss, love. Those are all. Let's sow those seeds as an intention rather than trying to create something on the outside that we then think is going to give us the feeling. We create the feeling here, and that feeling creates the outside. It's an inside-out job now. That's what we're moving through. And I know we live on a farm. It's called Nourish Sanctuary. We're setting up a sanctuary here, and I've got a whole drawer full of seeds. So tomorrow afternoon, I think is a good time to open that drawer and go and start planting those seeds. Yeah, so soil's a bit more hospitable to those seeds. So I'll definitely get out and do some seed planting maybe tomorrow evening. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, just on that subject though of the planting of the intention, and then just having that as an intention. It's quite nice to have a word or have a feeling attached to the word, because when you feel yourself getting pulled away from your center, as John was saying, it's a coming back, that can actually help you come back. So if your word, for example, has been peace, and you find yourself getting drawn into the fray between yourself and somebody else or your own mind, you can actually say, oh, but my intention is peace. So what's the most peaceful thing I can do in this situation? So it gives us a guide. It's like a mantra. You can actually bring yourself back to that intention. So if you feel yourself going off it brings you back. Hang on. My word for the month, or my word for this week, or my word for the day, do it daily, is this. So that's what I'm aligning to early on in the morning, and throughout the day when I pause, that's what I'm coming back to. And then that sort of starts to really energize and be part of your energy system, because we're energetic. We're not physical. We're having this is very physical, but actually we're energetic. So every thought we think is changing our energy. So if we're thinking thoughts of peace, just by nature of the way this works, is you're going to actually be emitting more peace. So just use those intentions and keep coming back to them.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to use the two very powerful times of the day to do this. The one is obviously first thing in the morning, before you even get out of bed. I know a lot of people reach for their cell phones first thing in the morning. Don't do that tomorrow. Just spend 10, 20 minutes in bed just going to a state of deep peace within you, emptying your mind, aligning with the stillness, and you'll be accessing a field of intelligence way more powerful and more beneficial than your mind. Definitely more beneficial than your cell phone anyway. And by entering that state of stillness for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes before you get out of bed in the morning is one of the biggest changes we can make in our life. Just honoring that stillness, which is the eternal presence. And then the other time to do that again is just before going to sleep. So you set the intention just before you go to sleep to enter that state of stillness. And one of the ways of getting into that, which is very beautiful, is to go through 10 things that you're grateful for. Just 10 things before you go to sleep. Just go through them. 10 things you're grateful for. And that state of gratitude stays with you while you're sleeping. If you marinate in that state of gratitude, and that's the frequency and the vibration that is such a powerful creator of a better world. And then when you wake up in the morning, in those in the quiet time, you might like to also go through 10 more things that you're grateful for before you start your day in the morning. And those are two powerful times of the day, just when you wake up in the morning and just before you go to sleep at night. And if you make one habit change in your life, it's going to benefit you more than anything else. Let that be it. Let that be it. And that's a good intention to make for this this new moon. The intention to honor the sacred essence in the first moments of awakening and just before going to sleep at night.
And a third one is to pause during the day. So just inject pauses into your day as many times as you like, as many times as you can. If you feel yourself getting drawn into the circle, the outside of the circle, or you find yourself drawn into different opinions and different struggles and suffering, even if it's just in your own mind, pause. Breathe, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Soften your body and come back into this moment. It is such a powerful practice. And that actually turns into almost living in a meditative state throughout your day. You can be very busy, you can be working on the computer, you can be seeing clients, but you keep coming back. And that's living in a present state. So it's not just in the morning, just at night. You just bring yourself back over and over, and imagine the scales. You bring yourself into the middle of the scale.
And so just to sum up tonight, the first part of the energies of this new moon is to let go, to surrender, to forgive, to let go, and to come back into the center of the wheel. And the second one is to set intentions in alignment with the vertical plane, with presence, and let that be your intention for the new cycle that we're moving into now. So you shuffled and a card came out, did it?
And then another one came out.
Yeah, well, we've got two green cards here. You're going to incorporate both of those in the meditation. Green, heart. How much more centered can you be than the heart? So these cards, both of them, came out, and they're both green. Well, it doesn't look green on the screen, but they're green. Okay, so you're going to do a closing meditation for us?
In a little bit, because my voice gets a bit soft. Okay, so let's just settle in. Take a beautiful deep breath in. A long, slow breath out. And just allow yourself to just become more and more present. You just notice the breath as it comes in. Pause for a moment. And then allow the breath to leave your body. And on each exhale, see if you can soften your body a little bit more and more. You're breathing in, so maybe breathing in to the count of 4. Pausing. And then breathing out for the count of 6. And allowing the shoulders to drop. The arms to soften. The neck to soften. Breathing into the count of 4. Holding for a count of 2. And breathing out to the count of 6. Breathing all that breath out and relaxing. And now just allow the breath to breathe you. Allow yourself to be breathed by life. As we start to gently bring ourselves into this present state, a state where we are able to release what we don't need and return to the essence of who we are, to the balance that exists right in the middle in the heart. So just bring into your awareness of anything that you would like to release before new moon on this waning moon cycle. Anything that you would really like to clear, release, let go of. This could be pain, could be any kind of discomfort, any kind of conflict, any emotion, old conditioned pattern, anything that you'd really like to let go of, that you are done with. So bring that into your awareness. And just for a moment, just hold that in your hands. Breathing in. Holding the breath for a moment, and then on the out breath, just release whatever that is. Allow whatever it is to flow right down, 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 through your feet, into Mother Earth. Imagine it spreading out into the core of Mother Earth and in a root system. If there's something else that you'd like to release, just allow that to follow. Allow yourself to let go of that consciously. Send it deep into Mother Earth. Mother Earth will recycle it and alchemize it. You don't need to hold it anymore. Anything that is not aligned, anything that is creating worry, anger, concern, hatred, can you just for this moment, just let it go? And allow your body to soften, allow your shoulders to soften. And then gently just sitting quietly in presence. In this gentle reset of the heart. Connecting with the space in between the breaths. A very quiet space underneath the surface of the mind, underneath the busyness. Just allowing yourself to really surrender into this moment. If you like, you can gently stroke your hand or give yourself a little hug. And just to tell your nervous system that it's safe and supported and loved. Allow your heart to open and to soften. Beyond the stories, there is this sacred essence right in the middle of your heart that is always waiting for your return. Just notice how each breath brings you more into the rhythm of this sacred heart. And in this place, this quiet, gentle place, I invite you to connect with what you would like to feel, what you would like to expand into over the next month. Getting your intention ready. You have that intention. Just imagine gently placing it right in the middle of the heart. You might see this as a tiny little flame of light, little candle flame. And then you might very gently blow onto that candle flame so that it gets brighter. And it radiates out as a beautiful white light, filling up your whole body and radiating out beyond your body, filling up the room that you're in, stretching outside the home, radiating right out to your whole neighborhood, to your country, to the world, and beyond. And all beginning just with a small intention, small but potent. Allow your light to shine outwards. Feel yourself surrounded by this beautiful, beautiful white light, which is clearing and cleansing anything in your field that does not belong, and supporting and protecting you at the same time. Return to focusing on your breath. Feeling once again into your heart center. And one of our affirmation cards this evening is I love. I love. Just feel those words. The other affirmation is I accept myself as God does unconditionally right now. You can follow that with I love. I accept myself as God does unconditionally right now. Feeling the peace inside you, your inner light shining brightly. Fully prepared to welcome in this new cycle, to let go of what's no longer needed, and to invite in the new. Taking a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, you can gently start to open your eyes.
Thank you. That was lovely. That was really nice. Two lovely affirmations. I love. Beautiful card. I love. And I accept myself as God does, unconditionally, right now. Thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you very much. And if you have any comments, please type them up. And those of you on our Inner Space group, we're going to be talking about sacred equilibrium, part of the balance of this time that we're moving through, and that's Tuesday night. And Inner Space is a community that we have. If you're not there, if you're not on the community group, you can join. You go to our website, journeysofawakening.com, and the details are there where you can sign up for a month, for a year, whatever you want to do there. But for those of you on Inner Space, we'll see you on Tuesday night.
Thanks, everyone.
Lots of blessings. Good night.